Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Dear Source, your Ascendancy hotline. Your daily dose of spiritual guidance, where we dive into real life questions and struggles using ancient wisdom and universal principles to find clarity, peace, and alignment. Whether you're navigating relationships, inner conflict, or seeking purpose, this is a space where we honor your journey with compassion, non-judgment, and insights. Drawing from the universal laws, A Course in Miracles, the Law of One, and the Hermetic principles, we are here to help you find answers, connect to your truth, and elevate your path to healing and growing. So let's explore today's letter and connect with Source. And today is a little bit different because I got asked about my spiritual journey. And typically I would shy away from sharing this, but I thought, you know what, this is a beautiful way to step in and just owning the truth of who we are and why I feel so called to the work that I feel called to doing, which is really special. And so when I think about the spiritual journey, I think mine is nothing more extraordinary than anybody else's. I think we all are incarnated here, and we all have an inkling or a knowing that there's something more going on here. There's more to the world that meets the eye. Why did we incarnate here? And from a very early age, I think I kind of always knew that. I think through societal conditioning, the way that we raise our children, I love my parents very much. They're very incredible people and did an incredible job. And I have an incredible relationship with them today. I think it's just the whole construct of what we do and how we do it here. And I have done it to my children as well of, there's this need for us to conform. There's a need for us to really play small and to dim our light. And I was a very spirited young child. Obviously, I was blessed and gifted with red hair, and was always, I don't want to say the black sheep, but I was really kind of the black sheep of the family. I was the one always kind of really bucking the system. And I had a very strong voice at a very early age as a child. And I remember saying things at the time I didn't, I just was being Erin, that, now when my mom relays the stories back to me, I would make comments like, I wish I was never born. And she would talk to my teachers about it. And one of my favorite teachers, my kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Hines, she shared with my mom, Erin's very spiritually gifted and tapped in, and she understands what's going on here. And that's a way of vocalizing that, which again, at the time I had no idea. And I always had a huge connection throughout my childhood with Jesus, and felt very called to understanding and knowing and studying him, and was raised Catholic, and had periods of being very connected and very devout to that. But then I also felt like this dissonance or this non-resonance with what that really, really meant. And so through my life and through my journey, it wasn't probably until my late 30s and into my early 40s where I just started to feel like something isn't right. Like, this is not it. I had been married at that point for almost 18 years. I have two beautiful children as part of that marriage and that union. with my ex-husband, had a great career, was basically what I would call living what they say the American dream, but yet I felt so incredibly empty inside. And I was starting to get these nudgings of, okay, there's more to this, there's more here. And really, probably back in 2019, really started to feel that crunch of having to break free, of really feeling like I cannot live another moment like this. And I just went down this incredible rabbit hole of which now I know, because it starts off differently, of really a journey back to myself, a journey of remembering back to who I am. And it started as I went through a professional coaching certification with Coactive and really started to unveil essentially who I was, in order to step into a role of being able to hold sacred space to coach others. A great coach is really just a mirror and holding a mirror to reflect back to you all the goodness that exists within you. And one of the cornerstones that we hold in my coaching that I love that really got me started on this is that people are naturally creative, resourceful, and whole. And so seeing people as whole and complete human beings. And so it shifted my paradigm of like, I don't need to have the answers for anybody else. Everybody holds the answers within themselves. And helping them unveil that is really the magic and the work that we're here to do. And so as I embarked on this journey, I came across Marianne Williamson. There was a quote that we read in one of our trainings that just really hit home to me. And I'll probably butcher it here because I don't have it memorized, but it talks about, and I'll link it or find it and share it on my page, but where we're not afraid of our darkness, we're afraid of our light. And really shining the essence of who we are. We are very good because our ego, as I've learned, loves for us to suffer. It loves for us to feel unworthy. And this is where I was starting to put together like why traditional religion didn't work for me, because how the church that I grew up in saw me as flawed. Like I needed to get rid of my sin. And it's like, no, we are divine. We are perfectly made, and we are here to shine our light on the world and to fully step into who we are. And so I started to really wrestle and struggle and start to really go, okay, what's really at play here? I had to think about, like, as I was moving through my divorce, like, okay, relationships, like they transform, but they never end. Relationships are eternal. It's our perception in the 3D world that we really come up against when we think about that transformation. And so I read several of her books, A Return to Love, Tears to Triumph was really profound because I really was struggling with coming back into myself after my divorce. I had become so identified. I had met somebody at 17, got married at 22. Like I didn't even know at the core of who I was, although I did and I didn't. It was kind of paradoxical. So it's one of those moments where you're trying to reconcile what you're now learning from a spiritual perspective with what you've experienced in the 3D world. And it was a transformational journey. Like, I could not soak up enough of her lectures. I was listening to her lectures. I was reading every one of her books. I started to study the Course in Miracles. Like, what did that mean? Start doing the daily lessons that come along with that. What is that, book? It basically is a channeled message of what Christ wants us to teach us and how we're supposed to be Christ-like. And so that was a really profound journey. And I got gifted many, many beautiful people along my journey that were then teaching me, what it meant to really step into higher consciousness and higher dimensions. And it's only been really recently that it's like we're kind of this flower, that's opening up and blossoming and taking away the layers of the ego that's built up. And it's unbelievable just the amount of work that there is to do to unlayer and to really step into a space of Christ consciousness. And as part of my journey, I kept getting these downloads and inclinations around how do you bring spirituality into work? Like, you don't get to divorce like the universal laws that are governing us, and all that work that I've done to study that. Like, those are at play all the time. Like, you don't get to go to work and do one thing and not think that there aren't repercussions for not being in accordance with the universal laws. And we get karma, and we're experiencing a lot of karma right now, as well as there's a lot of other things going on the planet, but that's not what this is about. It's about, we are all on this journey of waking up. And, I was a deep student. I spend a lot of time. I'm still a deep student. I spend lots and lots and lots of time every day, soaking in new lessons, new learnings, reading new books. I have listened to Wayne Dyer. I have, if you name it, I've probably listened to the works that they've done. I've read their books. I've studied ancient texts, the Tao, studied Buddhism, studied Judaism and Moses and the Bible. And I just became a voracious student of like what's really going on here, and how do I use this to transform myself, as well as start to remember back to who I truly am. And so along my journey, I got introduced to shamanism. I had worked with a realtor to sell the home that my husband and I shared, knowing it's like, I had like kind of these weird knowings, like where it's like, okay, I need to clear this space. I need to move on. There's a next chapter. And in that, I got introduced to a shaman that had come over to clear our house, and had the most profound experience and things that had happened that I was like, you can't even make this up. So that sent me down a whole nother trajectory where I started to work with shamanism and energetics and doing soul retrievals and soul extractions and removing any negative entities or energies, connecting with all my guides and angels and ancestors. And who are you? Because you're so much more than just what you think that you are. And that really started me down that journey of just being open to trying so many different modalities of what's really going on here. And in shamanism, which is the most ancient religion, the most ancient connection to heaven and earth and us as beings, and bringing those all together, I really started to step into the magic and the powers that all of us have. And so over the course of time, I decided to actually embark on activating my own gifts as a shaman, knowing that I possessed them already, but really learning how to tailor and use them to do incredible light work on this earth. We all have the capabilities. We're all being called to step into that. We are divine, magical beings. Like, the one thing as I started on this journey as a shaman was, I just remember getting the downloads and the information, like, we are here to remember who we are. We are here to remember the essence of the truth of who we are, that we are God eternal within the body. We are divine beings. Our rights are given to us by God. And we're here to kind of break the 3D matrix and step into the actual divinity that Christ wants us to be in. God, source, universe, divine, all of that wants us to be in. And so I embarked on that journey starting back in March. And I just graduated this past Saturday, and stepped into the realm of being a full-fledged shaman, joining the other shamans that are doing this work on this earth. And we all have those capabilities within us. I am no more special than any other human being. What we're being asked to do, are we willing to step forward into that and embrace that? And each one of us has different gifts of how we're here to heal and what we're here to do. I think of the ladies I went through the training with, we all have different callings of what we're supposed to use our gifts for. And my gifts are meant to be used to bring spirituality into every realm of life, specifically business. And I think a few other realms down the road, as I've been told by the divine, but pronounced right now is, how do we integrate spiritual law, spirituality, universal principles, universal truths, not only for individuals in every organization and leaders, but also how do you then use those same principles to heal and activate incredible businesses that are doing incredible work to serve humanity. So everything has a soul. Trees have souls, flowers have souls, our animals have a soul, and businesses, houses, all have souls. And where everything is energy, and we're working within an energetic realm. And that's what we're here to do. And we're here to do it in a benevolent, good way. And as I've gone on this journey, what I've really tuned into is my discernment, is trusting my gifts, of trusting my intuition. We all have magical abilities. If you learn about clairvoyance or clairaudience or claircognizance, there's many different ways of, like, I have a sense of, like, I just know something. I don't know how I know. I will get information where it's like, where did that come from? But it's always panned out to be true. And it's when we step into those gifts and understand that we're here as energetic beings, reading energy and transmuting energy, that's the magic. And in shamanism, you learn how to be a hollow bone, which really is just the essence of capturing, like, I am just here to be a vessel for source to work through. And as I've gone through the shamanic training and the shamanic journey, it's really been the death of my ego over and over and over again, where I've had attachments, where I've had limitations. I was reflecting on, I feel like I'm on this journey of, it's like I'm a constant phoenix, where it's like the death and the rise from the ashes and birth into a new version of ourselves. And that's even the story that Jesus teaches us, in what he did, in the death and resurrection, We are in constant cycles. We get to die to our old self and birth a brand new self. How beautiful is that? Like, our past versions of ourselves do not define us. The current present moment version of us is all that is. And there's no need to even worry about what you need to do. And so as I've gone on this journey and just opened my arms and embraced other teachers out there, part of this shamanic journey for me was getting more connected with Christ. My shamanic gifts come from the Essenes, Jews. Jesus, in my personal belief, when you read who he truly was and what he truly was doing, is a shaman. A shaman is what Jesus is. We all are shamanic. We all have the gifts. And I know that that's where my gifts came from originally. I know that we have lived many, many, many lifetimes over and over and over again. And all those lifetimes are happening right here, right now, in this present moment, because that's all that does exist. So for me, it's a combination of, like, there's not one thing that I read or learn about. Yes, shamanism's one of them, but studying the Gnostic Gospels and studying who Jesus truly was, and studying Mary Magdalene and reading the Gospel of Thomas, to reading and spending time with Eckhart Tolle. Aaron Abke is another person that I spend a lot of time listening to and understanding. And I've taken all those juicy things that I'm learning in their teachings and going, how does that integrate with everything else I'm learning within shamanism, and how you work with that on an energetic level. And it's just a beautiful blending. And so part of, I think, what we're all here to do is to step out and be seen for the magical human being that we are, to embrace our gifts, to know that at the core of who I am is just the frequency of my soul that God made incarnate on this planet at this time. And that we all are here to step into that. We all have a beautiful, unique soul frequency. And one of the gifts that I've been given is how to read the Akashic records, and how to read where your soul came from, and how was your soul trained in the archangel realms to then come onto this earth to serve the earth and serve humanity and be in union with Mother Gaia and the heavenly realms and all the other realms, and to work in complete union and connection with them. And so we all are spiritually gifted. We all have all of these gifts within us. And we are here to step into those gifts. We are here to step into that light. We are here to step in to the essence of who we truly are. And that's part of the spiritual journey, is not hiding. It's not playing small. It's owning that, knowing that, and loving every ounce of you to say, you know what, this is who I am. And every one of us has those gifts. And I am here to activate those gifts within as many souls as I possibly can, because the world is going to be a better place when all of us heal, when all of us remember the true essence of who we are, and that we embrace our gifts that God gave us, the magic, the all the coolness that we are. I mean, I can't even express how magical we are as beings. And we're here to live that and make that manifest. We are here to fight for the divinity, to fight for the essence of who we are as a human species, and to not dim our light, not cut ourselves not off, not allow society to dictate, to not follow what we perceive are the norms and the rules, but to live and follow God's laws. And the one law that we're here to honor and love and show is that I am one with everyone else. And in that, I can love everyone as I love myself. And when I do that, that's when we create heaven on earth. There is no heaven outside of bringing it into this earth right now by remembering who you are. And so I'm here to activate that. I'm here to ground that in. And I am here to speak my truth and not be covered up anymore. I am a shaman. I am proud of the journey I've been on. And the reason why I've been put on this journey is to help other people step in and activate to that journey. So if you would like to engage, if you'd like to find out more about shamanism, if you'd like to learn more about the work that I do, if you'd like a private session with me, all of those are available. I am here in service of humanity, of helping people take that next step on their journey and be that spark of becoming the essence of their soul and expressing that out into the world. So thank you for joining me today on this special episode of Dear Source, where we align spiritual principles with real world experiences. Remember, no matter the challenges you face, peace, clarity, and wisdom are always available when you connect with your higher self. If today's discussion resonated with you and you're seeking deeper, personalized guidance, I invite you to book a private session with me. Together, we can explore your spiritual path and unlock the answers you've been searching for. And if you're ready to connect with a like-minded spiritual community, join us at the Ascendancy Collective, where we support each other in our growth, healing, and ascension. You don't have to walk this path alone. Join us and let's rise together. Until next time, trust the process, honor your truth, and stay connected with Source. Thanks, you guys. Much love, all my love and light, and I will see you all tomorrow on Dear Source, your Ascendancy Hotline.